Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Nick Richards is a great center, 27 years old, 7 feet tall and can bring a lot of benefits to the Lakers. He can be used in the rotation and even as a starter. The Lakers want to sign center Nick Richards to fill the need for a big man who is strong and athletic, which is something the Lakers lack. Lakers must attempt to trade for Suns center Nick Richards. Richards finished the 2024-25 regular season averaging 9.3 points, 8.2 rebounds, 2.6 offensive boards, and 1.0 block in just 22.7 minutes per game. Those numbers translate to marks of 15.2 points, 13.4 rebounds, 4.2 offensive boards, and 1.6 blocks per 36 minutes. For what it's worth, Jackson Hayes averaged 12.6 points, 8.5 rebounds, 2.6 offensive boards, and 1.7 blocks per 36 minutes during the 2024-25 campaign. In addition to providing a significant statistical upgrade in multiple phases of the game, Richards ranks among the best rebounders in the NBA. He ranked number 13 among players who appeared in at least 50 games in defensive rebounding percentage and number 16 in offensive rebounding percentage. The Lakers, meanwhile, ranked number 21 in defensive rebounding percentage and number 23 in offensive rebounding percentage as a team, as well as number 27 in second chance points per game. As far as his fit for the rim-running role is concerned, Richards would be a dream target for Doncic. Among players who saw at least 50 games of action, he ranked number 13 in the NBA in points per game via the pick and roll. A 7 feet 0 inches and 245-pound center with a 7 feet 2.25 inches wingspan and the fluid athleticism to set screens and make plays around the rim, Richards has the tools to be an excellent fit. On the other end of the floor, Richards forced opponents to shoot 3.6% worse within 6 feet of the basket and caused a 1.3% decline within 10 feet. He also has an expiring $5 million contract that would be easily incorporated into the Lakers' cap table. The question is, will the Lakers take the action this coming summer that they failed to during the regular season and make Richards their affordable resolution? Los Angeles Lakers not looking to make big move by parting with Austin Reaves. Rumors are going around that the Los Angeles Lakers should look to trade Austin Reaves or at least consider the move. Despite the rumors, it's being reported that the Lakers would not entertain trading Reaves unless the return was massive. According to Dan Woik of the Los Angeles Times, the move would only be made if it were top-tier big. The Los Angeles Lakers have bigger needs. The Lakers have bigger things they need to accomplish besides looking at trading Reaves. The biggest thing is finding a center. Although everyone can agree that the Luka Doncic trade was a massive win for the Los Angeles Lakers and a massive loss for the Dallas Mavericks, the absence of Anthony Davis was felt around the Lakers. The lack of a true center was the one thing NBA fans could look at that could count the Lakers out as being championship contenders. Even with an elite duo of LeBron James and Doncic, the lack of a true defensive first player was their demise. The Lakers targeting size at the center position is one of their top priorities this offseason, according to Jovan Buha of The Athletic. Trading Austin Reaves pushes the Los Angeles Lakers back, not forward. The Lakers have an elite group from a scoring perspective. If they traded Reaves now and didn't get equal or more value, then they are, without a doubt, a worse team. If the Lakers can get a true center this offseason, they'll be viewed as a top contender in the Western Conference. It would be questionable if the Lakers decided to trade Reaves. He's coming off a career year, he knows the organization, and he has chemistry with James and Doncic. He's also on a cheap contract. He's set to make about $14 million next season and has a player option worth $14.9 million for the 2026 season, according to Bleacher Report. The Lakers are making the right decision. Keeping Reaves around unless a trade offer blows them away is smart business by the Lakers. The team seems like they are right on the cusp, despite losing to Minnesota in 5 games. One more impact center, and this team will be right there. Last thoughts. James plays another part in this. Realistically, he's got 1, maybe 2 years left. If the Los Angeles Lakers were to trade Reaves, they'd not only make their team worse, but they'd also be giving up the financial stability with Reeves' contract. They'd also be sacrificing precious time thinking about what the post-James era in Los Angeles will look like. Is Giannis Antetokounmpo a realistic trade option for the Lakers? With Giannis Antetokounmpo potentially on the move, could Los Angeles be a destination for the superstar? Despite the NBA playoffs still ongoing, off-seasons have begun for many teams and the rumor mill is always churning away. After crashing out of the playoffs, the Bucks have a big Giannis Antetokounmpo-sized question to answer this summer. While the superstar big is locked into his deal for the next 2 seasons, Milwaukee was just eliminated in the first round. With Giannis in his 30s, he has to wonder if this is where he should spend the remaining years of his prime. Shams Charania of ESPN recently appeared on the Get Up show and said Giannis is open-minded about leaving Milwaukee. While this is far from a trade request or demand, it is the first time we've heard recent substantial reporting that Giannis leaving the Bucks is possible. If he does want to leave Milwaukee, could Los Angeles be his next NBA home? While the opportunity to have Giannis join LeBron James and Luka Doncic is enticing, the path is tricky, as our own Brian Toporek broke down. Related. Unless President of Basketball Operations Rob Pelinka can pull off another heist for a superstar, he'll likely need to give Milwaukee a haul to get Giannis to Southern California. With Giannis set to make $54.1 million next season, the Lakers would have to add a collection of players to make a trade financially possible. Assuming LeBron and Luka were not included, the Lakers players with the highest salaries entering the 2025-26 season include Rui Hachimura at $18.3 million, Dorian Finney-Smith at $15.4 million if he picks up his player option and Austin Reeves at $14 million. Behind this trio, Jared Vanderbilt is set to make $11.6 million, Gabe Vincent is at $11.5 million and Maxi Kleber will earn $11.0 million next year. The Lakers don't have much draft capital they can use, but they still have the 2031 first-round pick at their disposal. Once the 2025 NBA draft is complete, they'll also be able to do up to 4 first-round pick swaps for 2026, 2028, 2030, and 2032. If the Bucks think they can make a trade with the Lakers that will place them closer to contention, the pick swaps could be a way to rebuild without having to tank. So, yes, there is a path forward where the Lakers can add at least 1 draft pick and a group of rotation players to bring the Greek Freak to Los Angeles. But, ultimately, any package of picks and players the Lakers can muster together will surely be beaten by other teams. While the odds may be slim of getting such a colossal deal done, if this season's trade deadline taught us anything, it's that everything is possible. Taking aim at Luka Doncic's bad defensive habits, Gilbert Arenas' confident Lakers superstar's fitness will improve. Luka Doncic's defense, or lack thereof, has been a major criticism of his game ever since he started showing superstar qualities. He's not the greatest defender, and most people believe it's because he's out of shape. Gilbert Arenas, however, doesn't think his conditioning and defense are related in any way whatsoever. When the Slovenian was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers earlier this year in exchange for Anthony Davis, Mavericks GM Nico Harrison admitted that he wanted to shift the team's focus to defense. And Doncic simply wasn't that man. As good a player as he is, most seem to agree that his defense just isn't at the elite level. During a live watch-along stream of the Nuggets Thunder Game 7, which Oklahoma blew out Denver 125-93, Arenas fielded questions about the upcoming season from fans. One of them asked if he thought Doncic would spruce up his conditioning to play better defense next year. While Arenas agreed that the guard would probably lose some weight and get in better shape, he didn't think his defense would improve. "I think he's gonna get in better shape," the 3-time All-Star said. Defense? I don't know nothing about that. Either you play defense or you don't. I don't see him just trying to be some lockdown defender. Arenas also pointed out that some of Doncic's defensive habits don't really align with his overall basketball IQ. Rather than thinking and figuring out how to best play defense, Arenas claimed Doncic plays guest defense, just throwing his body in front of the offensive player, hoping they make adjustments. This often ends with him getting fouls called on him, which only frustrates him further and puts him in foul trouble with the referees. But while Gil seems convinced Donic's defense won't improve, the Slovenian will undoubtedly enter the summer with a chip on his shoulder, aiming to do what he couldn't with the Mavs, win a ring. Will we see a new and improved Donic when the NBA returns? Or will he continue to look like an all-timer on offense and a liability on defense? Lakers committing to Austin Reaves isn't quite as simple as it used to be. Austin Reaves has spent the first 4 seasons of his Los Angeles Lakers career with the reputation of being one of the best bargain players in the NBA. Reaves began his career on a minimum contract and has entered borderline all-star territory on a steal of a second deal. With contract extension negotiations looming and free agency unlikely to be more than a season away, however, investing in Reaves is suddenly more risky than it once seemed. Reaves played his first 2 seasons in Los Angeles on a 2-year deal worth less than $2.5 million. He's now set to enter the 3rd season of a 4-year contract worth less than $54 million. Considering he's emerged as one of the most dynamic guards south of the All-Star line, it's safe to say it was money well spent. Reaves has a player option worth just under $14.9 million for the 2026-27 season, however, and is more likely to cash in on his rise to prominence than he is to play another season below market value. As such, the Lakers are now faced with a decision that will define the trajectory of the Luka Doncic era. Reaves is an undeniably talented player who's well worth a raise, but massive financial gambles are far more restrictive under the new CBA. Building around a backcourt duo of Doncic and Reaves would be easy to justify, but it must be noted that an increase in salary carries an entirely new level of expectations. Austin Reaves will no longer be on a bargain contract after 2025-26. Reaves is coming off of a season during which he averaged 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 1.1 steals, and 2.7 three-point field goals made per game. It marked the 3rd consecutive campaign during which he increased his averages in points, assists, rebounds, steals, and three-point field goals made. Most impressive of all, Reaves maintained a strong level of efficiency despite the uptick in volume, shooting at a clip of .460/.377/.877. For as strong as those numbers are, the reality remains that he's benefited from the expectations of a player on a bargain contract. It's a rare luxury of being underpaid in the NBA, as Reaves' average annual salary of $13,456,968 has permitted the Lakers to make other roster decisions to lighten the burden, and, quite frankly, it also saves him from criticism when he's off his game. Players can only be so shielded from the critics when they're playing for the Lakers, but Reaves has avoided the type of scrutiny that those who are paid like stars so often receive. If Reaves signs an extension or re-signs in free agency in 2026, that safety net would be removed. Not only would a lucrative contract entail the pressure of performing at a star-caliber level on a nightly basis, but it would restrict the Lakers in a way they've thus far been able to avoid. With Doncic likely to end up with a supermax contract if he opts to sign an extension or re-sign with the Lakers in 2026, and Reaves potentially inking a massive deal himself, Los Angeles would effectively be hoping that said duo would be enough to lead the franchise to a championship. Lakers won big with Austin Reaves, but lightning rarely strikes twice. Reaves is the type of player who can make a general manager look like a genius, or at least buy them time. The latter was accomplished in Los Angeles, as the Lakers' free agency fumbles were largely offset by the emergence of a rising star playing for an average of less than $13.5 million per season. Once Reaves signs a bigger contract, however, the Lakers will lose that luxury, and signing another star-caliber player to such a team-friendly deal will border on impossible. Perhaps the scouting department will find another diamond in the rough, but in the meantime, Doncic and Reaves will be the foundational pieces in Los Angeles. Both will be tasked with stepping up every time out, and neither will avoid criticism if the Lakers fall short of expectations. With LeBron James inching closer to retirement, it's also unclear who the Lakers would be able to bring in to try to replace his immeasurable value. Fair or foul, it's the harsh reality of a salary-capped league. Teams only have so much money to work with, and those signed to the heftiest of contracts are held to the standard of facilitating winning at the highest level. If Reaves continues to play well, but fails to reach a higher tier, one of the most underpaid players in the NBA could enter into an entirely different realm of discussion. Reeves deserves the opportunity to sign a more lucrative contract, but the Lakers must be prepared for what that will entail both on the court and in their future roster construction efforts.